when success is coming so easily for you, I know there would be some challenges also with that. So how would you, in fact, how did you tackle all these challenges?
Yeah, there's definitely been a lot of challenge. I'd say probably my biggest challenge was at the beginning of this year. I was in a very successful role, very secure role. But the culture that was starting to form within that, in that organization was a big trouble for me. And I've never really suffered with anything, mental health related. But I would say within probably March time, my anxiety was just, through the roof. And it's not really something I've ever experienced before or suffered with. And yes, I got out of that situation because I had another business that I could move into for myself. But I understand some other people aren't as lucky as that I did have something to kind of go to and leave. But yeah, that was definitely a troubling time, because obviously it was the risk of, if I leave now, I've lost this, this great salary, secure role. It was just the start of a lockdown in the UK. So again, did I know how long it was going to last for? No. And it has obviously still going on right now. But that was definitely a challenging point. Will I get clients? Will I be able to pay myself? What if I lost one of my first clients? What would then that look like? So I think starting your own business is definitely not for the faint-hearted. And you've got to be a certain type of person. And I think an entrepreneur and a businessman's very different. Very different. So I think that was definitely a challenging point. And I would say quite recently as well, I have been successful, in the first 6 months of the business. But due to a second lockdown here in the UK, slowing down for December, for Christmas, because I don't really work with a lot of like retailers that, speed up for Black Friday or for Christmas. And finally, the fact that, financial years, some of them come to an end in December. So I had a lot of clients that either kind of retracted, or new leads that I was speaking to just kept saying, oh, I'll look at it in the new year. And I have a member of staff as well to pay for, as well as myself. So I'd say this last, 3 to 4 weeks has also been a challenging time. But I've had to switch my focus really from, doing the client work, which I can get my staff to do, and actually working more on the business rather than in it. And I think that's been a transformative move, a difficult move, because, you're giving up a level of control and you're delegating down. But yeah, it's definitely been a challenging few months. And I think I've definitely, started to feel the effects of the UK economy here now. But fingers crossed, I'm doing everything I can now. I'm trying to get out as much content as possible. I'm actually, practicing what I preach for clients and doing it for 10x, doing things like, today, meeting you and expanding your audience, your network. So I think, making sure you're taking those steps in those challenging times. And if you feel like you've put in your maximum effort, then I think, okay, whatever result comes from that, you've tried your best. And that's just, an important factor for me.
I think that's the takeaway for the audience. If you're putting your 100%, success will all automatically follow you. That's amazing. Yeah.
So there's actually a book that I read at the beginning of November. So I know a lot of people have come across a book called The Miracle Morning. I know that's a very popular book. But the second book from Hal Elrod is one called Miracle Equation. And that is more focused around, a goal, or, what you want to actually achieve out of life. And it always says, if you put forward unwavering faith and extraordinary effort, you will get there.
Yes.
So I've literally got a paragraph of text in my notes on my phone with kind of what I want to achieve and how I'm going to get there by using those 2 principles. And I just read it every single morning. And it is just a reminder of, okay, you've got it. I'm called 10x marketing, but you literally got to 10x what you're doing. And you've got to feel like you've actually given it your whole best.
Yeah. And I think by the next year, or maybe 2-3 years, you would become one of the Fortune 500 companies, which I'm aiming at.
Fingers crossed. I know there's obviously, the marketing agency / consultancy world, there's so many people doing it, but it's actually realizing how to stand out and offer something different.
Yeah, it's possible. Yeah. Thanks a lot, Ms. Talisa. I know it's very tough out there. It's so much busy out schedule here. Year is ending. Christmas times are up, and thanks a lot for coming on the show and sharing your what you know to the audience, people can relate to you. Those who are going to start for the first time, they can come and watch this interview and be motivated, be inspired from your works. Keep spreading all the networking options and keep engaging with people. God bless you. And people can connect with you through LinkedIn and any
Yeah,
other, yeah, any other social platform you have, Facebook.
Uh, I'm on Facebook and Instagram,
Okay.
even Twitter, so across them all. But I would say LinkedIn is definitely the platform that I am most, present on and consistently update.
Okay. Thanks a lot again for joining in. Thank you so much.
Thank